Good evening, everybody. Yep, it's been a long minute. It's been a crazy week. A lot of driving, a lot more driving. Tomorrow, okay, I'm in Michigan right now. Tomorrow, I go pick up a load, going all the way down to southern Florida for 3 stops, then back to Michigan. Then, it's on to Arizona, where I've got a photo shoot and some other things going on I'll tell you about later. So, just to update you, it finally came in. Yep. The Carnivore Werewolf brand logo shirt is now available. CarnivoreWerewolf.com will take you to my Carnivore t-shirt store, where I've got some pretty good shirts. Went to Walmart today. Just picked up a few $8.88 shirts. Yep, from Stranger Things. Absolutely. $8.88. Now this, I haven't seen this since I was a kid, or something similar to it. Star Wars, $8.88. Look at that. Look at that. Stoked. And then I picked up another Dog Supply by Snoop Dogg. Another one of his shirts. These things are thick. They're comfortable as hell. $22. And it's just like this other one of his that I got that I showed you guys. Nice and thick. But yeah, I like these. These are cool. Alright, what else? Where did that come from? Anyway. Yay. Hold on. And yes, I'm wearing my Wednesday Addams shirt. Says, "Solitude suits me." Picked up a couple items. I got a pistol grip tripod for filming. Can either be pistol grip held or used as a tripod. I also picked up a automatic swivel, so it's supposed to follow me. So we'll see. It turns 360 degrees, like if I'm walking around or moving around. It's supposed to follow me. Whether it does, we will see. I'll let you know. And I'll let you know when I'm filming that way too, just to see how it works out. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. Awesome day. I know I am. And I've got something to report too. Check this out. Remember how I told you? Those that know that I have diverticulosis that had turned into diverticulitis that I had to be treated for back in August, I believe. And I was told I'll have it for the rest of my life unless I have surgery. Not doing surgery. So what I was doing to manage it was take a gummy Metamucil like 3 times a week. Same thing with Miralax, well, Equate version, Walmart's brand, 3 times a week. I am pleased to report I don't have to take this anymore. Nope. Now I just take one gummy Metamucil every night when I go to bed. And that seems to work. We'll pray to God that it keeps working, because I'm liking it. Things are working out perfectly. in that department. So, and I'm doing this on carnivore. So you can manage diverticulosis quite well doing carnivore. And like the doctors said at University of Michigan Health West, where I went to be treated for my diverticulitis that I was diagnosed with, just pop a Metamucil gummy. You know, you're supposed to take 1 to 3 a day. I just take 1, and I take it when I go to bed. It works wonders. There's nothing overly complicating things. The doctors there said, absolutely, I can do carnivore. No reason I shouldn't. It is healthy. It's the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. Animal products. So, I am pleased about that. Also, an update on my carnivore werewolf, or I should say my young werewolf Jedi t-shirt that I came up with that says use the force, eat steak. Having to go through the approval process with Disney takes time. This is all new to me. But as soon as I hear something, you'll be the first to know. Well, I guess that'd be technically second to know. But you will know. I am hoping that I can start offering these shirts for sale. I've had a lot of people inquiring, when can they buy them? When can they buy them? As soon as I know, you'll know. And it's as simple as that. Oh, let's see, what else? Anything else going on majorly? I don't know. I'm feeling good. I'm healthy. I've reversed all my medical conditions, and I manage my diverticulosis a lot easier now. Am I going to discover that carnivore reverses diverticulosis as well over time? Maybe. We'll see. Let's see, what else? Oh, yes. The vegans on social media. Yep, they've been trying to dig at me for a while now. When one of their own leaves veganism, they are brutally attacked on social media. I can handle it. You know, I dish it back just as well, and a lot of times I just laugh it off. Recently, Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegan, he did a response video to Dr. Ken Berry's latest interview that he did with the gal that was vegetarian, vegan. She wrote a book. I can't remember her name right off the top of my head. I know you guys will correct me. Put it in the notes. Refresh my memory. Anyway, he was pretty much bashing the whole video and, you know, making the two look like fools in his eyes. They're not. They are extremely bright individuals, especially Dr. Ken Berry. So I kind of issued a challenge to Ryan. Ryan and I in the past have sparred online before, and it's been on his platform, on his YouTube channel. And the problem is he has moderators for his lives. So when I'm trying to put my point across and answer a question, if it doesn't mesh with what he believes, his moderators will put me in timeout for 5 minutes. And then he'll respond like, you know, it's like, nothing to say. You know, it's like, evidently he doesn't know what he's talking about, or something like that. It can be frustrating. But when you are on someone else's channel, you are subject to their fallacies, their way of doing things, even if they're wrong. It just is what it is. So I kind of issued a challenge to him. Now, I've been issued challenges before. So many people want to debate me in the vegan community. But when it comes down to it, they cower out. Especially, and I've had this challenge thrown down at me before. It's like, okay, it'll be me and them, a professional they bring to the table, a professional I bring to the table. They back out every time. So I issued a challenge to Ryan on his channel, responding on his channel, to come over and have a live debate with him and I as the normal people. And then he can bring a professional from the vegan community, whether it's a doctor, nutritionist, dietitian, whatever. And I can do the same. I'm expecting Ryan to absolutely cower out like every other vegan. Every vegan that has proposed a debate, and I've accepted, has always backed out. Now, they have their own reasons, I'm sure, but, you know, you're going to have that armchair soldier mentality when you're just typing behind your keyboard, and you're going to say something, and then you're going to regret it because you're going to have to back it up. Now, if you can't back it up, you shouldn't be issuing challenges. That's as simple as that gets, right? You know, Ryan, he might surprise me. I don't know. He's been around forever. His Happy Healthy Vegan channel. And I'll admit, when I was a vegan for 7 years, I followed his channel. I liked his videos. I liked the way he presented himself, how he presented his evidence. And now that I'm carnivore, I look at it through a different light. And it's like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Because the only thing this guy does, he keeps running right back, like to the Vegan Society, and he's always quoting these things that are based on the falsified data that we know was falsified by people like Ansel Keys and other researchers that were paid off by the sugar industry. Look it up if you don't believe me. But that information is based on falsified data. So, as the carnivore doctors have been so correctly showing us, the information's been wrong for decades. And we've been basing our medicine and our science, and doctors have been taught that way, and dietitians and nutritionists. And so when he comes with these arguments, he always flies back to these organizations, you know, these groups, like the Vegan Society, like the American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association, blah, blah, blah. And he quotes verbatim pretty much what they say on their channel, on their websites, which we know is outdated information and falsified, or information based on falsified information. So we know that there is no definitive study on either side of the aisle that shows causation with anything related to carnivore. But yet vegans will try and debunk it all the time because of their ethics. Now, they eat according to a philosophy. Eating according to a philosophy is a recipe for disaster in the future. I've seen vegans a few years into it. I've seen vegans 10 years into it. Myself was 7 years was my magic number. I've seen vegans 25 years, 22 years into veganism. They had to go back to eating meat because they were afraid of dying. That's how bad their bodies had deteriorated. It's called vegan deterioration for a reason. So these people call me out and say, I'm dangerous to people. That's right. I am a danger to people because I tell them to eat a proper human diet. Something we've been doing for a minimum. We've been cooking meat over a fire for a minimum of 800,000 years. It's a lot longer than that, but a minimum of 800,000 years. For those who don't like the millions of years standard answer. It's like, okay, fine. We'll go for 800,000. I'm happy with that. Sure beats a more current philosophy way of eating. I'm eating the way our ancestors did. And eating this way for me. And now I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health professional. I am a truck driver, an over-the-road truck driver who has healed all his medical conditions. I'm no longer on blood pressure medicine. And I was on 2 of them, lisinopril and atenolol. No longer on them. I've got a healthy heartbeat. I've got healthy blood pressure. And I don't have arthritis in my hands anymore, and my fingers. They don't lock on me around the steering wheel. I drive up to 11 hours a day. My leg does not hurt like it used to all the time. That's right. I reversed GERD. I reversed leaky gut. What else? Oh, that brain fog, right? That brain fog was bad. I don't have brain fog. I might have to wait a few seconds if I'm thinking about something specific or what to say, but I don't have brain fog like I used to. I used to forget simple things like music artists that I used to listen to when I was younger. I've always loved 80s music. Always have. I was in high school in the 80s. And let's face it, 80s music rocks. It's incredible. But I would forget artists' names. I would forget simple things. I would just be driving and just not sure of what I was thinking at the moment. I mean, it's called brain fog. James Bond movies, some of my favorite movies. I would forget the actors' names. Now, they just come to me like that. You can reverse brain fog if you get off these plants. These defensive chemicals in plants are toxic to humans, and they will do damage over time. I speak for things from my experiences. They're not your experiences, or maybe they are. Maybe they're very similar. But I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep being a voice. And my goal is to help my fellow brother and sister truck drivers get their health back like I did. There's no reason we need to suffer. There's none. And the vegans that say it's an ethics issue and how can you eat something that was once alive and then you killed it and then you ate it. We've been doing that, like I said, for a minimum of 800,000 years. And that is how our species, Homo sapiens sapiens, evolved. We have the capacity, our brains, they think faster than a computer. In fact, the human brain is the fastest computer on the planet. We can process things in milliseconds, like fractions of milliseconds. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So I've been dragging on long enough. I do need to get some sleep. I have a lot more for my projects I'm working on. More to tell you about that in the coming weeks. But just haven't really had time to make a video for a while. And that's just as simple as it gets. Now, the $64,000 question. My interview with President Trump. As some of you have seen, I do have an interview coming up Sunday, March 31st at 5 p.m. Eastern with President Trump. Now, this is a pre-recorded interview. Scheduling is crazy. And since Sunday is Easter Sunday, it's not going to be a live interview. So get that out your heads. I could not arrange that yet. Next year? Well, just watch the interview. I've got some surprises coming for everybody. Some big surprises. But tune in Sunday, March 31st, 5 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe to the channel. It's only available for my subscribers. Subscribe to the channel. You will not regret it. This channel, you are going to watch this channel hopefully boom in the next few months. I've got goals. Healing the truck drivers out here. Now, if you haven't caught it, Joe and Rachel from Two Crazy Ketos interviewed me last May, I believe it was, where I was talking about this. Truck drivers, metabolically, truck drivers are a disaster. Let's face it. Most of them eat a standard American diet. It's crap. Truck stop food, for the most part, is crap. Unless you know what you can eat that's good for you and healthy. Meat and eggs. Those are your two foundations for health. Now, meat can also include seafood. I don't know why people seem to think there's a difference between meat and seafood. Seafood is just a different type of meat. That's it. So, healthy truck drivers are important to not only our safety, but yours and your loved one's safety. And if you haven't caught the interview, I highly suggest you watch it on their channel. If a truck driver, and this does happen, if a truck driver has a medical emergency while they're driving, like a stroke or heart attack, and you and your family are next to them, or a family member's next to them, there's a chance y'all might not be going home again. We drive up to 80,000 pounds, the majority of trucks out here on the highway, at interstate speeds. It takes, and some people will argue me on this, and please do, I don't care. I know I'm the professional driver. I've been doing this for 18 years. These trucks do not stop on a dime. It takes about a football length field distance to stop a semi. And it depends on how fast you're going and how much weight you have in the truck. So if a truck driver has a serious medical emergency while they're driving, it can be catastrophically disastrous. You see them on the news all the time, these pileups. Trucks are involved in them, yes. They can be extremely deadly and gruesome, yes. I went years ago, before I went into trucking, I was a tow truck driver for a while. And I responded in Oregon to a fatal crash on Interstate 5. It was a little white Honda Accord sandwiched between two semis. It rear-ended one semi, and then the semi behind it didn't have enough room to stop, turned the car into an accordion and the occupants into goo. Sorry to be graphic, but sometimes I really need people to understand the point that I'm putting across here. We need to get truck drivers' health back on track and good and healthy. That's who you want driving next to you and your family. Not a metabolically disastrous individual who's about to have a serious medical issue, which will become an accident, which could become a fatality. Reality, people. This is reality. So, with that, I'm going to say good night. Y'all take care. So much coming in the future. So many good things I'm working on. And a lot of it is to help you with your health. Take care, my friends. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And we'll catch you in the next video.